have some regrets. Last year I was a rookie homeschool mom and I made some mistakes. So whether you're a long-time homeschooler and you can relate in some way, or you're brand new or about to step into homeschooling and you want to avoid my mistakes, this video is for you and for me to admit my failures. I think we can all remember a time when we bought something that we thought was going to be absolutely amazing and totally worthwhile for the investment, and then the time came to use it and either you didn't use it or you did and it was a total waste of money and resources. So in order to avoid that waste, you have to rack your brain to find a way that you can use it productively. So if that's you, go ahead and throw up that hand emoji down in the comments below. Tell me your story, or just with me, because I do not want to be alone in this. I'm pretty sure that I'm not. So let me know if you're out there. But let me introduce myself. Hi pal, my name is Jordan Ashley. I am a homeschooling mom of 2 kiddos that works at home so I can make my dream of being home with my kids a reality. So not just so that we could be home, but so that we can go learn, grow, and explore everywhere. We call ourselves the most magical homeschool on earth because we learn not only at home and on our adventures, but at Disney World, and that is our primary excursion outside of the home if we are not going to a community event or hanging out with friends. A lot of times we hang out with friends and learn together at Disney World. So, most magical homeschool on earth, that's our name. And we also share how I have worked at home, and we share resources for homeschooling and inspiration and equipping resources so that you can hopefully gain some community, and also so that we can inspire each other to live that intentional life that we all want to live with our families. So if that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on a video. Now, if you've been around my channel for a while, you will have seen my previous 2 homeschool haul videos. My big ones, not my most recent one, but the ones that I did on my first round of homeschooling. I got some really great finds in there, some things that I would definitely say benefit our homeschool, and that is where you can see them in this video, where I talk about the things that I find the most useful and the best bang for your buck when you talk about homeschool supplies and homeschool resource must-haves. This is not that video. These are the ones that I got from my first haul that I'm completely regretting. So let's just get into it, shall we? Okay, so number 1, the thing that I found to be my biggest regret, the thing that we used the least and I probably got the most of, were workbooks. Let me just show you a peek. We have this full workbook, this full workbook, all of these basic learning workbooks. We have a bunch of like early reader type books with phonics and different letter sounds and letter activities, spelling, things like that. All these workbooks. We also got a lot of Bible themed workbooks. Actually, these have been pretty great. We use these a lot. I could talk about that more in our Bible curriculum, how we do Bible in my home, but back to the regrets. So we have quite a few more workbooks here, all of our math workbooks. Now, I'm not saying we do not use the occasional workbook page. We definitely do. We actually use them a lot if I am looking for an activity for them to do while we are waiting for food to be made, or occasionally we will bring the workbooks in the car, or we'll bring them to Disney World with us. But since actually purchasing all of these, I have found lots of other fun activities that we prefer more, things that are more hands-on, things that are more creative, different learning activities that don't require paper and pen at all. Now, that being said, we will use these a lot this year, I think. There are several books that I can kind of take as a review, hopefully, or my toddler might be able to use them. We do need to practice a lot of handwriting, and there are some things that simply just need to be done on paper, whether you are writing a story or you are coloring or using those fine motor skills. If you are doing math, it is helpful to be able to see the words or the numbers on the page. She does do a lot of math activities that are definitely more manipulative based, definitely highly recommend those over the workbooks, but I think a healthy combination of both is okay. So hopefully this year I will get some more use out of these books. Check back in with me in about 6 months. See how I'm doing. And I'll see if I'm accurately stating that. Or if it is yet again another regret. And I will just have to give them away to someone who really needs a workbook. Anyone out there really need a workbook? Alright, so my next biggest regret would have to be all of the flashcards that I've gotten. So as you can tell, most of these purchases have been things that I got that were from kind of impulse buys, things that I saw on dollar spots or in the Dollar Tree, at my bulk store, things like that. These are those little things that I say, oh, this is going to be a great opportunity for me to have something easy on the go, things that I can use. But we do not need this many flashcards that tell her how to learn her ABCs. I actually made some that we use on a daily basis, almost, not really. More often than not, these are the ones we use and when we use them. But those are the ones we use. We don't even use the ones I bought. For example, we have these letters. We have these letters. We have these letters and more and more and more and more. Now, all that to say, this is just not necessary. I think that learning with flashcards can be really fun for kids. Any kind of manipulative, anything in their hand, anything you can flip through. That is how when she was 3, early on when she was 3, she learned her ABCs, she learned her letter sounds all at the same time. And really in the first few months of her turning 3, she was able to learn those things because we did them with flashcards. But you just don't need so many. Now, there are some exceptions to this. I did find some flashcards that I really loved that we did not use a lot of because of her age, but I think this year we're really going to dive deeper into them, and those are things like the history and geography ones. So there's like culture ones that we learn about different cultures from around the world, and then there is this one, so that's these here. So we learn about the countries and then the culture a little bit, and then this is the different states. The United States, and then it teaches us lots of facts about them. We'll be using those a lot when we are traveling this year. We have several states that we're going to be visiting in the next couple of months, so we will use those. But all in all, I would not get so many flashcards. The next thing that I regret is buying a massive thing of glue and just a lot of excess materials that we really didn't need. It wasn't just the glue. I thought we would go through certain materials really quickly, like a ton of glue sticks and a ton of glue. I don't know why I thought that. We do a lot of crafts. We do a lot of reusing of materials. We do a lot of pasting and cutting and things like that. But obviously not enough. Things that we did run out of, however, were we used up our markers, we broke our crayons and they disappeared. We ran out of paper really quick, and we get a lot of paper. So things like that, doodle pads, that is something that I think we could have invested more in instead of investing in the excessive amount of crafting supplies in the form of glue. Okay, so 2 more things. The second to last thing that I regret would be not necessarily what I bought, but where I bought it. So there are various different games that I bought from thrift stores and things like that there was a couple things that were broken, and all in all, my thrift store finds are great, but it just so happens to be the ones that we get that have the broken pieces are the ones that she loves the most. And when it's broken, for example, this game here, this lovely building set for the marble run, was amazing. She loves it. It's great for developing her fine motor skills, her critical thinking. She thinks about engineering and different physics. We talk about tons of different things when we use these games, and it's just fun, right? But they were partially broken already and broke really easily. So I think investing in new games might be a worthwhile thing for our family, and potentially for yours if you also like learning through games and just playing games in general. Now, my very last thing that I definitely regret, and something that I think will resonate with just about everyone, even if you are not a homeschooling family, and it actually has nothing to do with money. It does not involve me buying or purchasing anything. It does involve me investing my time. Now, time is the most valuable asset in my mind that we have in regards to how we invest in our children, in our family, in our homeschools. And so I spent a lot of time at the beginning researching, learning, and developing curriculum myself. And then also, which all of those things are great. Those are things that I love research. I have my master's, which kind of focuses in research. I'm good at it, and it helps me feel secure in decisions that I make and helps me make decisions for what we choose to do in the future. So research, important, logical thing to have. So is developing curriculum. I really loved individualizing the curriculum for my kids and finding ways to teach them that really works best for them. So I developed their learning binders, multiples of them, and that took a lot of time. Starting a business takes a lot of time. Communicating with you guys on this and a million other platforms, it feels, takes a good bit of time. And those are things that I'm still committed to and I want to invest in because I want to serve this community and I want to be an encouragement and inspiration and find ways to make your journey easier because people have done that for me in the past. And so I am committed to this community. However, this is just another thing that takes up time. And so organizing that time in a better way and investing in a better way will be a key point for the rest of my homeschool experience. Hopefully the rest of my life I will kind of continue to nip and tuck and reorganize things to fit our family best. And so I will be focusing more on our community. I will find other people that build are experts in their fields and build different types of curriculum pieces so that I don't have to build every single bit of it. I love doing that. I think that I can be creative when I do that, as well as utilizing my knowledge of research. And so I love building the curriculum. I love serving this community, and I also love investing in the community that's in person around me and finding ways to get my kids involved in that. And so all that to say, invest your time well. You do not need to know every single thing. You do not need to try out every single curriculum or type of learning just so that you can say you tried it. And so if you find something that works well at the beginning, go with it. You don't have to try something else if it doesn't, if it's not needed. Anyways, that's a soapbox. Moving on. That is the end of this video. Those are all of my major regrets, things that I regret buying or spending my time doing in my first year of homeschooling. So if this video was helpful to you so that hopefully you don't make those same mistakes, or it just resonated with you because maybe you have made similar mistakes in the past, drop that down in the comments below and like this video so that other people can find it and it can help more people, and it gives me an idea of what you enjoy and what is most helpful to you, because if I'm going to spend my time serving this community, I want it to be useful. So let me know by liking, subscribing, and commenting down below what potential mistakes you've made so that I can also learn from you. Okay, that's all, pal. I'll see you next video.